You hit record on a voice memo, play it back, and immediately cringe. Do I actually sound like that? If that's happened to you, you're not alone. There's even a name for it: voice confrontation. Here's why your own voice sounds like a stranger's. Your voice isn't actually changing. What's changing is how you're hearing it. When you talk, sound reaches your ears two ways at once. Some travels through the air like normal sound, but a lot of it also travels straight through the bones in your skull to your inner ear, and that route boosts the lower frequencies, which is why your voice sounds warmer and deeper to you in the moment than it actually is. A recording only catches the air-conducted version. No bone conduction, no extra depth, just the thinner sound everyone else has been hearing the whole time. So when you play it back, you're not hearing a worse voice. You're hearing the real one, possibly for the first time. It's a bit like seeing an unposed photo of yourself after years of only seeing your reflection in a mirror. Nothing's actually changed, it just feels off because you are not used to it. It's not just the pitch. The discomfort isn't only about how high or low you sound. Psychologists Philip Holzman and Clyde Rousey, who studied this back in 1966, found that recordings also reveal extra-linguistic cues, things like anxiety, hesitation, sadness, or anger that come through in your tone but that you don't notice while you're busy actually speaking. A recording doesn't have that blind spot. Every nervous pause or flat note you didn't notice in the moment is just sitting there. So part of the cringe is less "I sound different" and more "I sound like that, and I had no idea." Your voice is tied to your identity. This is the bigger piece. Your voice is part of your sense of self. How you express your personality, your mood, basically how you show up. You've heard it filtered through bone conduction your whole life, so your brain has a pretty fixed idea of what you sound like. When a recording doesn't match that, your brain short-circuits a little. Wait, that's not me. That gap between self-image and reality is cognitive dissonance, and it's uncomfortable enough to make most people wince. And the reaction is lopsided. Studies have found people rate their own recorded voice far more harshly than others do. In one comparison, patients judged their own voices negatively while the doctors listening to the same recordings thought they sounded completely normal. Nobody else hears the flaws you're hearing. You're just judging yourself against a memory of your voice that was never accurate to begin with. It hits some people harder than others. This isn't a flat reaction across everyone. Bilingual speakers tend to feel more discomfort hearing their first language played back than a language they learned later, likely because that voice carries more identity weight. People with speech differences report stronger reactions too, and at least one study found women report a notably stronger negative response than men. For people dealing with body dysmorphia or gender dysphoria, the disconnect can run even deeper. Recordings can surface a real mismatch between the voice they hear and the identity they feel. None of this means something's wrong with you if your reaction is strong. It just means the gap between expected voice and actual voice isn't the same size for everyone. So, what does this mean for you? A few things. This is genuinely common. One early study found only 38% of people could even recognize a recording of their own voice within 5 seconds. You're not weird, you're just running into a gap most people hit. Everyone else has been hearing this version of your voice the entire time they've known you. Nothing's changed for them. To them, that's just always been your voice. You're the only one comparing it to an inaccurate memory. And your own judgment here is measurably harsher than anyone else's. So the cringe isn't catching a real flaw. It's just your brain being unfair to you specifically. Next time a recording makes you wince, remember, your voice isn't bad. You're just hearing it accurately, maybe for the first time, and your brain hasn't caught up yet.